Hello, 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 Facebook. Hello, YouTube. All right, I'm putting my bag in the crock pot. We're having chicken noodle soup. Okay? I think this may be the first time I made homemade chicken noodle soup. I'm going to learn how to make chicken beef soup or something like that next time. I've made like a taco soup or something like that, but not like chicken noodle beef soup. We'll see. Okay, I'm going to be adding a few extra things that are not on the list. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and read you the ingredients. And it says 1 pound of chicken breast. Now I've got sorry, I don't know what's going on. I got 1 pound of chicken breast. I gotta open it. Usually I take the foil off, but I had it out since last night, so it's okay. So, just a second. So it says 1 pound of chicken breast, but those are just 3 chicken breasts that I'm going to put at the bottom here. Okay? 2 carrots sliced. You can put a little more, a little less. I did 2, but I think I cut up a little extra celery, so I may put a little extra carrots. I didn't buy more than 2, but I do have some baby carrots, so I guess that will work. So we got 2 celery stalks chopped. I had celery sticks, like for snacks and stuff. I bought a smaller bag last time I needed celery, but I didn't see the smaller bag. But yeah, so these sticks are not as big as the stalks. The stalks, there was a big bunch of it, and it was too many, so just bought those, and I put a little, however many you think you want in there, okay? 1 onion diced. So you can use, preferably, maybe a yellow onion, but you can use a white onion too. It doesn't matter. I'm going to use frozen onion. Okay, I'm just going to open it, put some in there, and then, clamp it up, put it back in the freezer. Okay? All right, so you can put as much or as least onion you want. 2 teaspoons of garlic minced. 2 teaspoons. I forgot to take the garlic out. Take everything. All right, 2 teaspoons of garlic. Where are we at? Okay. 6 cups of chicken broth. Now, like I told you before, this is 4 cups. Okay? So I'm going to use the whole thing, and then we got a can. It is 1 3/4, so it's just 1/4 away. So, but if I needed to, I had a second one of these if I needed to use, the 2 cups from there. Okay? 1 teaspoon of thyme, which I'm probably not going to measure, but I'm just going to sprinkle. 1 teaspoon of thyme, 1 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of black pepper, 1 bay leaf, 2 cups of egg noodles. I might use a little more. I'll see. 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, optional for brightness. So I'll probably put some in. 2 tablespoons of fresh parsley, chopped for garnish. Okay? I probably will use that, but it won't be fresh chopped. It'll be from the bottom. But that'll be at the end. The noodles will go at the end too. Now, I woke up at about 9:30. I was going to do the live at 10, but I still had to go to the store because the last time I got some stuff, I forgot to get the celery stalks, and I realized maybe I should get some yellow squash because I think the yellow squash I had in there went bad, and I had like broken pieces of a big carrot that was like this thick from the food bank, but I think it got bad because I didn't make the soup right away. So I got some more carrots and squash. I still got to cut up the squash, so you're going to watch me do that. I cut up the carrots and celery before. Okay? So let's do this. And I'm gonna add the squash, the green squash. What do I do with the green zucchini and yellow squash? That's additional. You can add it, but where'd it go? Where'd the squash go, babe? I mean the zucchini. Guys, I'm losing my mind. Did you hear me?
Should be in there.
See, he got to yell all the time. All right, I'm looking for the green squash. I just had the green squash, guys. We just bought it. Oh, open the drawer. We didn't buy it today. We bought yellow squash. I mean yellow squash and green zucchini. I forgot it was in the drawer. Okay, I've got a good sized one and a small one. It's not as big as the yellow. This is huge. The green ones are not quite as big, so I got to cut them too. Okay. Now, babe, since I'm on here, can you look up, do you have to wash your squash or zucchini, whatever? I want to see if I have to wash them. Because nobody's on here to ask that might know, so. Okay? So. All right, so I'm going to say hi. Say hi if you're coming on. Say hi. Comment hashtag replay if you're watching the replay so I can see how many people watch this after I post it. All right? So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to post my Cash App on YouTube.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yes.
Okay, it says yes. I wasn't sure. So it does say yes, so I'm going to wash them. All right, there's the Cash App. I'm going to put it on here too. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to... Oh, let me go. Okay, so there it is. I can see the star comment pin, so I'll be able to see my comments today. Because if you're new, if I don't see the star comment pinned, that's automatically pinned, that says you can support me by sending stars. Stars help me earn money to make more content. I appreciate each and every one of you that send me stars. So, hi Kate, how are you doing? Oh, you did hear me? Okay, I didn't know if you were on, anybody else was on. Okay, so thank you for that. So I'm going to pin my Cash App. And I'm going to, well, it says autofill. It usually says paste, and it doesn't. So I have to go back here. And I have to recopy the Amazon link. Paste. There we go. Okay. Okay. Sorry, guys. All right. So if you've seen me plenty enough, you'll see that my iPad is kind of backwards. It's on the other counter. That's because this counter right here in front of the coffee pot, this is where I always put the iPad. So you can see right here on the stove, my pan. But since I'm using the Crockpot, I put it right here so the iPad has to go on the other side. And next time I cook, well, I would try to put the iPad on this side and see if seeing the food looks better. But then I could use this side to put all the ingredients because I usually put them over here. But we'll see. Okay. So, all right. So I'll wash my zucchini before I cut it. All right. So, and one other question. Well, thank you. How you doing, Kate? How are you doing? Thank you for coming on. Thank you. I thought maybe I might get a little more people because it's Saturday. So we'll see. But I'm going to go back on YouTube and Facebook and I'm going to edit the title, and I'm going to put part 1. Part 2 will be at 4 o'clock. Between 4 and 4:30, because it is now almost 12:30, and it's 3 to 4 hours on high. So if it's closer to 4:30 or a little bit after, as long as it's before 5, then I will take my dogs out at 4 o'clock. I usually take them out around 4:35, so we'll see. Okay? So where did I put my... Oh, see, I'm lost. You were on here a few minutes ago. I was like, babe, where's my zucchini? I couldn't find it because I was like, we just bought it today. It should be. Then I realized that I bought the squash, the yellow squash, not the zucchini, so that was in the refrigerator. So I'm going to do a quick wash. I know I'm right here. You won't, if I'm at the sink, you won't see me. So, because I usually don't mess with squash, not because I don't like it. Oh, I love squash when it's nice and cooked. So, salt. My mom used to put it in soups when we were kids, but I really haven't used it as an adult, just because I haven't made any homemade soups or anything. No reason for it, but not because I dislike it. So, okay, now one more question. Oh, I sliced up some carrots. Okay, those are big ones. Of course, these small ones are at the end, as you get towards the end of the carrot. It's small. Okay, that's how I cut up the carrots. But I think I need a little bit more because I cut up a little extra. Cucumbers. Celery, and I don't want overdo it on celery and not enough carrots. I do have some baby carrots, Can I put them in with the sliced carrot? You think it'll be okay? That they'll cook at the same speed? Because I checked them this morning because I thought about using them, but and they're still good. It says use by date was November 15th, and it's only the 22nd. And some of them use by dates, as long as you watch the product or item, could go afterwards. Like the use by date on a can, you can use it for a year or two more. Milk, I've noticed you can use for maybe 2, maybe 3 days after. So, it depends what it is, okay? Okay. So, Kate, I did mention the amounts and the ingredients that I used. Chicken, carrots, celery, onion, garlic, chicken broth, thyme, salt, pepper, bay leaf, lemon juice optional for brightness, and fresh parsley for garnish if you want. Now, I did mention all the measurements. Now, as far as the carrots and the celery, I just chopped up what I wanted. Onion, it says 1 onion, but if you want more or less, it's fine. Same with the garlic. The thyme is 1 teaspoon and 1 teaspoon of salt. Each to their own. Half a teaspoon of black pepper, each to their own. 1 bay leaf. I don't use bay leaf like that, so I know a lot of people put it in spaghetti sauce. So I don't know, putting more than 1 will be too strong. If you know about that and you want to add more than 1, that's fine. 2 cups of egg noodles. I might add a little more because that doesn't seem like a lot. And 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. So, but all the measurements are okay. 1 pound of chicken breast, but I just used 3. And okay. So we are going to go ahead, and I am going to. I'm by my sink. That's why you can't see me. Facebook. I'm going to open the chicken. Take off the foil and I'm going to put them in the Crockpot. Then I'm going to wash my hands. Okay? I could have used tongs, but I already had touched the foil, and the foil gets a little, juice goes through the chicken into the foil, especially when it thaws. So there are my 3 in there. So let me throw this away. I'm going to wash my hands, and then we're going to put the other stuff. Now, as far as I use the side of my hand or my arm or something if I got chicken on. I don't want to put chicken on the handle. Okay? I put chicken on the handle. And I try to at least rinse my hands with hot water so I don't get all that chicken stuff on my soap, because it's hard to pour soap on your hands without, unless you have the pump bottle and use your arm or elbow. I don't know. But, okay. So, now, I'm going to put all the way up to the carrots and celery in there because I need room on the cutting board, because this cutting board is for vegetables. I got a red cutting board that's for meat, and then yellow for cheese, blue for fish. It all came in a, but I really haven't used the yellow and blue, but, so, yes, let's see. So if you're, okay. All right. So if you don't know if you should wash something, always ask somebody who might know or Google it. Okay, guys? Just like I did. I had my husband Google it because I didn't see anybody on here at first. So, all right. And as far as putting baby carrots in there, even though I sliced up some carrots, you think they'll be okay? That'll work? It's just because I cut up a little extra celery. I wanted this much celery, but I want to have as much carrots too. Okay? So the first thing is add the chicken breast, carrots, celery, onion, garlic, chicken broth, thyme, salt, black pepper, and bay leaf to the slow cooker. Okay? It doesn't say zucchini and potatoes because I did not. I'm adding potatoes too if I didn't tell you that. Because it did not say. Now, I know it doesn't say on there, so that's why I'm asking if you know. If you don't know, just say I don't know. Okay? I know somebody I should have asked beforehand, but I didn't. But anyways, I'm putting potatoes in there. Do you think? Now, I'm putting these potatoes, guys. I was going to do regular, the other kind of potatoes, but I didn't think about it being red, but it'll be okay. Because I just saw this. I was shopping, and then somebody had just, I guess, removed this from their cart and put it on the shelf, and I was like, these will work. I'll just cut it in half. Do you think it would be okay to put them in now? Or will they get too soft since they're that little? What do you think? Okay, just asking, because I don't want to get them too soft. I'm not an expert at this. I'll be honest. I'm not an expert cooker. Y'all watch me, but I'm learning. There's a lot of stuff I have learned to do and not to do, and good ideas and stuff since I've been cooking. Okay, but there's some stuff I still have to learn. I don't know a lot. I'm not an expert, so. So, I'll tell you how I do this. I am going to wash these off. Okay. Now, normally, when I cook like mashed potatoes, whether I use russet potatoes or red potatoes, it don't matter. Whether I peel or, whether I peel or not, what I do is I use potatoes with however many's in the bag or whatever. I cut them up the way I want to cut them up. Put them in a pot that has cold water. So while I'm cutting, the rest of the potatoes don't get brown. Okay. Then, because this is especially if I have skin on them. When I'm done, you'll see all stuff floating all over the water. That's stuff coming off the skin. So what I do is I, put my hand in the pot of water and just move them around, rub them with my hands and blah, blah, blah. And then I'll dump them into the sink. I make sure my sink is clean beforehand, but I'll dump them into the sink. I'll put a little thing in the hole so potatoes don't go down. But now that our garbage disposal wasn't working, they tried to fix it, can't get it to work. So they converted it to just a regular. So there's a thing in there, nothing can go down there except for little pieces of food, but So I will dump them into the sink, dump the water, put the potatoes under the running water, and then I'll rinse the pan real good, get all that stuff that came off the skin off it. Then put the potatoes back in the pan and then put fresh cold water and then boil. That's how I clean my potatoes. Now, if I'm just going to cut them and put them in the crock pot, I will wash them beforehand and rub the skin. Okay? Yes. Okay. So let's see. So I'm just wondering, if you don't know, Kate, you can say I don't know, but I didn't want the potatoes to, it'll only be 3 or 4 hours, but it will be on high. So I just don't want the potatoes, and I don't want, well, I'm already cutting them, but I didn't want them to turn brown. I mean, I guess if you cut your potatoes, but you're not using them right away, but you want to get it done, or you cut them and then you find out that whatever you were using them for, you can't use them right now. Can you put them in a pot of cold water and just let them set for a few hours until you need them? I would think you can, because cold water, I think, is supposed to stop them from browning. Or you can Google what stops potatoes from browning while you're cutting them, or if you're not going to use them for. But anyways, like this potato, it's very tiny. So if it's that tiny, I'm probably not going to cut it in half. So, yeah. Okay. You know how you buy little potatoes, but some of the little potatoes are like this one was a little bit bigger than this little tiny thing, So, I'm trying to move over the little tiny ones like this. This is like baby. You can eat that in one bite in your mouth, whole. You don't have to hold back with us. So. All right, so I'm going to, where's my phone? Oh, it's right here. So I'm going to go ahead real quick, and I'm going to Google. I wasn't having any luck with the traffic jams in the area, so I expanded my search. Hold on, and I'm going to speak it, so don't mind me. If you're making chicken soup, can you put the potatoes in right away, or will they be too soft? They only need 15 to 30 minutes. They only need 15 to 30 minutes, so I looked that up. Now, I already cut the potatoes, so what we are going to do here, there's just a few pieces that are real big, so I'm cutting them in another half. They're already been cut, so I'm going to find out. I'm going to Google in just a minute how to keep the potatoes from browning if you already cut them. So, since I already cut them, because that means if I start this soup by 1, 5 is the latest that it would be done. So, that I'm hoping that will still give my husband some time to eat, because all I got to do is, after that, I got to wait 15 to 20 minutes for the noodles to go in there. So, if it's done at 5, maybe about 4:45, because if I give it 30 minutes, that would be like 5:15, and at 5 o'clock I would put the noodles in, and it says 15 to 20 minutes. So yeah, so the same. So as long as my husband has enough time to eat it, not eat and run, but because he leaves here at 6:45. Now, if I was on December 12th, we'll be starting a new shift, so it's overnight as well, but he'll be starting an hour earlier and ending an hour and a half later. But no, an hour later. But that's because he's doing 10-hour shifts and he's going to have 3 days off. But so I'll be cooking it. Usually I cook at 3 p.m. on Fridays. 3 p.m. But yesterday I forgot it was a crock pot. I didn't even look at it the night before like I should have. So it was crock pot. It was too late to put it in the crock pot, and so I just did it today. Usually I don't cook on the weekends, but if something happens on Friday and I can't do it, and I had a meal prepared, then I'll do it on Saturday. So that means I'll be cooking around 2. Okay? Because his days off will be Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday instead of Sunday and Monday. Okay? But Mondays will stay the same around 5:30 because he's off still on Mondays. Okay? So. Okay, so yeah, and it also depends the texture you want of the potatoes. So I don't want mushy potatoes. I want them to be soft but not mushy. Hold their own, like you would cook them a little less for potato salad than you would mashed potatoes, because you don't want, when you're stirring up the potato salad with all the ingredients, you don't want potatoes to turn into mush. So when I'm mixing it up and getting it and eating, I don't want it to turn into mush. Okay, so we're gonna wait on those. Let's do this zucchini. Let's hurry up because we got about 20 minutes if I want to make it by 1. Okay, so we cut the ends off, which I'm figuring so. Okay, now the bottoms will be a little bit smaller because, you know, just like a carrot, the top is fatter. I don't know if I should take the tops pieces and cut them in half. They'll be like a half around, like a moon, instead of, you know. But the yellow squash is huge, especially most of it. 3/4 of it is huge. You know, just like a carrot, as you get towards the bottom, it gets smaller. I mean, on a carrot, it's really tiny at the bottom, but. Okay, so, you know, you've got the top and you've got the bottom. That's about that much difference. Okay, so let's put these in. Just making sure I cut all the way through that. That's why I'm kind of separating them. Let me see. Alrighty. Okay. There we go. All right, got all those in. Now, let's do the zucchini, the green. They call it zucchini, but it's still a green squash. Okay. Okay. The same thing is going to be big. Not as big as the yellow squash, because that's even bigger. Because I got the biggest one they had, which is still not big. And then I figured instead of having 2 big ones, I bought a big one, the biggest one they had, and then a small one. This is the smaller one. Oh, if you're not looking hard, you'd probably think it was a cucumber. You really would. Now, if I ever wanted to double a crock pot, like, what I would do is, I would make the first batch, see how much it makes, and then if I want more, I can make a second batch. A double batch is not going to fit in the crock pot anyways. So while I'm eating that night or that evening or whatever, I can be cooking the other one. And if it's not done till like 10 or 11 or 12, because I'm up till then, I can just cook it, let it cool down, and then put it away. We can have some the next day. And if it's my husband's work night, I just make sure there's enough from the first batch for him to have seconds, and I can take it to work, and then I can have my seconds with the second batch or the next day. Okay, so that's all cut up. Okay, all right, so now okay, let's go back. Let's see, groups. Okay. Alrighty. I put making today. So it should be at the top of my Facebook Cooks. That's where I got it. So if you're part of my group, Facebook Cooks, you'll find it. Just put Crockpot homemade or Crockpot chicken noodle soup or a homemade chicken noodle soup, whichever way you want to do it. So I'll just go to the search bar, click on Crockpot chicken noodle soup because it's already in the search, so it's a list of my recent searches. And it's the second one. Okay, so yes, and there's a video, but there's also, when you click more, the ingredients and the directions, so I don't have to play the video. Okay, so we added the chicken breast, carrots, celery. Now we need to add the onion and the garlic. Okay, so it says 1 onion, and the garlic is 2 teaspoons of minced garlic. 2 teaspoons, which is 2 garlic cloves. A teaspoon is, I'm just going to use this spoon. This was just what I stirred my coffee with this morning. Just dry it. 1 teaspoon is 1 garlic clove. So if you want to cut up fresh garlic, it's okay. Oh, gosh, if you want to add a little more or a little less, depending on how you like garlic, that's okay. That's you. Okay? I mean, I don't like garlic like that, like a lot of garlic, but I will sometimes put a little extra because it does smell good. Okay? Now it says 1 onion. You can use, I think yellow would be good in here, but you can use white too. I probably would use white because that's what's in this bag, white onion. So, yep. So let me get my scissors, and I'm just cutting like a halfway through. Okay, so like I only cut like about that much. Okay, not all the way across. Okay. Now, if you got some frozen chunks, you can just squeeze them in your hand. Okay. Just put as much as you want or as much as you think is 1 onion if you're following that. Okay. And it says diced onion, okay? If you love onion and you want them in bigger like chunks or stuff like that, you can always cut them bigger, okay? I don't know if they sell them as chunks or whatever, okay? So I just leaned it up against my microwave. I will, just in a second because I'm almost done, I will fold it down and put a clip on it and put it back in the freezer. Okay? So now we are going to add chicken broth, and then thyme, salt, black pepper. Okay? So 6 cups. So this is 4. This is 4. Okay, I got the store brand. I don't mind the store brand. And I got 33% less sodium. So I'm going to put the whole thing in because it's 4 cups. And sometimes this comes out slow because when I opened it, the paper thing didn't open all the way, so I got it. Okay. Okay. Squeeze it and get it all out. Okay. And if you didn't see, I got a paper liner in there. Sometimes it leaks through, but it's not as bad as if you didn't put a liner in there. Now, I'm going to get, I'm opening the can. On Temu, there is a silicone little crockpot liner thing, and I'm going to put the whole can. And it's washable, so I'm going to get one of those because I don't think food can go through there. When you stir it, it's not likely of putting a hole in the bag. So I'm going to get that and just wash it and reuse it. Okay, it's got little handles and it slides in. Okay, I want to get one of those. So eventually I will. All right, so I got the chicken. Now the can is 1 3/4. I've measured it before. You add that to the 4 cups, you got 5 3/4. So you're only missing 1/4, so it's okay. Unless you want to use 2 of the big ones, but you'll still have, that would be 4 and then use 2 and then you got 6. And then you'll still have 2 cups left. If you're going to use it in the next few days, put it in the refrigerator. If not, you can put it in a Ziploc bag, preferably a large one, unless it can fit in a quart one, I'm not sure. But you want to write on the bag, before you put it in there, 2 cups chicken broth. So, yeah, I mean, it's light, so you probably know it's chicken broth, but it tells you exactly how many cups you have left. Lay it flat in the freezer and let it freeze, okay? And then you can break off portions or you can use the whole thing. Let it thaw or put it in your thing and let it do its thing, okay? So that's good. So the next thing, we're going to put in the seasonings. So now after the chicken broth, it says thyme, salt, black pepper, and bay leaf. Okay, thyme. I am not going to measure it, but I will re-mention the measurements. The thyme is 1 teaspoon. 1 teaspoon. So I'm going to guesstimate. A little less, a little more is okay. And if you want a little more than a teaspoon, it's okay. It's to your liking if you like, as I say. Okay, that's probably a little more, so it's okay. Okay, and then salt is 1 teaspoon as well, and then black pepper is half a teaspoon. So here's the black pepper, here's the salt. I'm almost out. I got to order some from Amazon. I looked in the stores, the Walmart and the H-E-B, our grocery store, and I didn't see any of the ones that's supposed to go in here. But I see it on Amazon, so I'm going to order it. Because this came from Amazon, from a friend. And at the end, when you taste your soup, if you think it needs, before you add the egg noodles at the end, taste the liquid and taste everything. See if it needs excess salt or pepper or whatever. Okay. Okay, that should be good. Okay. So, I do have some regular, that's sea salt, but I have some regular salt in case I ever need it if I don't get the salt before I run out. Okay. So now, half a teaspoon, but I'm not going to measure it. Okay. I do have a little thing of salt here. I had bought a throwaway salt and pepper. And is that all I have? Yes, that's all I have. But if I run out of that, I'll buy a little one like that again. Just to have as backup in case. Okay, and these are battery operated, so in case I run out of batteries and can't buy any. So, all right. So, let's see. Alrighty, so let's see what the next step is. Okay, I added thyme, salt, black pepper, and we are going to add, where'd it go? A bay leaf. It says 1. If you want to add more, that's up to you. Unless, if it's not going to be too strong. So I'm not sure about that. So we add a bay leaf. Our bay leaves have tea-like flavor and minty aroma that add depth to slow-cooked dishes. Remove before serving. So yes, I will go with 2 of them. I'm going to take that chance. All right. I know you put it in spaghetti sauces a lot too, and you try to find them and remove them. So, let's see. All right. So then we're going to cover the slow cooker. And cook on low for 6 to 7 hours or high for 3 to 4 hours until chicken is tender. And once it's done, we're going to take the chicken out and shred it. Sometimes I shred it right in the crock pot, but there's a lot of stuff in there, so I might need to take it out. Now, if you use a hand mixer in a bowl, it shreds the chicken up perfect. Now, if you boil chicken, bake it in the oven, shredding it is harder. It doesn't work so well with the hand. But if you have one of those things, and I'm going to buy that too eventually, those things, they sell them in like red, black, with the handles, and you put the chicken in there and you turn it like this, back and forth, and it shreds the chicken. I think you can fit 1 or 2 breasts. But yeah, I'm going to get one of those. But and then once you shred the chicken with the forks and return it to the crock pot or however you shred your chicken. We're going to stir in egg noodles, and we're going to let it cook for another 15 to 20 minutes until the noodles are tender. Okay, and once that's done, we're going to remove the bay leaf, stir in the lemon juice if you're using it, and then garnish it with fresh parsley. Now, the potatoes, since when it's done and after you shred the chicken, you want to add in the egg noodles to cook for 15 to 20 minutes. It says 2 cups, but I might add a little more. But since it says potatoes could take like 15 to 20 minutes, I'm going to go with the 15 to 30 minutes. I'm going to go with the 30 minutes. So what I'm going to do is 15 minutes before it's done, I'm going to put the potatoes in, stir it up. And then once it's done, 15 minutes later, the crock pot, I'm going to add the egg noodles in. They're going to cook for another 15, 20 minutes. And that'll finish up the potatoes and make them soft. Okay? Okay. So that being said, I am going to use this spoon to mix it up. I will rinse it and just let it sit in the sink. But yes. I want to get the bay leaf into the juice, but I'm trying to keep it near the top because I am going to look for it. And if by chance you cannot find the bay leaf in here, or when you make like spaghetti sauce, warn everybody that's eating it. And as they eat it, if they don't find it, you can look again in your pot, okay? Or as you're dumping the sauce onto the spaghetti, or if you're only dumping some of it and the rest you're freezing, as you're dumping it into the containers to freeze it, look in there. Okay? So, get that all good. Okay? It smells good already. Those seasonings and everything. Now, if you know how to make chicken noodle soup, and you're really good at it, and you want to add other seasonings on top of, excuse me, Jazzy, my dog in my way, on top of the thyme, the salt and pepper, and the bay leaf, go right ahead. Okay? Now, I was thinking about these. I ate one this morning plain. I usually dip it in, but I ate it plain to try it because it says the sell-by date is the 15th of November. So it's only been it's only the 22nd, so it should still be good, which it was when I ate it. So we're going to add a few in here because I want a little extra. Because I think I cut up more celery, and I don't like to have, the carrots and the celery about the same, because I like carrots better anyway, so I don't want to overdo it with the celery. Okay? Try it. There's some in here that are very, very skinny. I'll tell you, this one. I don't want to put them in there. So, try not to. Okay. So, we don't have a little thing. I'll put it in a Ziploc bag. See these bags? These are the quart size. See how they got those little design on them? Well, these are a name brand, but we found them at a place called Ollie's or Ollie's, whatever you call it. And it's so hard to write on them, so I'm not going to go buy this kind of game. And then lemon juice, put it back in the refrigerator because I'm not using it towards the end, okay? So, get them carrots in there. And I'm going to mix it up and try to get the potatoes a little wet because sometimes if you put them on top, they just get all dried out, okay? All right, so, and if you have handles like this, I close it when I store it, but I do not do that when you're cooking it. I've seen some people do it, but I've learned from professional cookers and Googling, do not close this. This is for only travel or when you store it, okay? All right, so turn it on. It's on high. It's on 4 hours. And 3 or 3.5 hours, I will still check it as well. Okay? And if it seems to be done in 3 hours, then I'll just stick the potatoes in or write something on Facebook that I'm coming back a little sooner or whatever, okay? So once I get off here, I'm going to Google how to put the potatoes away so they don't get browned because they will get a little brown, okay? So when I come back, I will have already put the potatoes and they will have been in there for about 15 minutes. And then, I'll put the egg noodles in and they'll be in there for about 15 to 20 minutes. And I'll just talk to you guys while I do that. Okay, and I'll show you what soup looks like so far. And it's probably going to smell amazing. It smells good when you get close to it, but once it starts heating up, it's going to smell amazing. That's why I like doing it on low a lot of times, my crock pots, because I like the smell in my house. But, time is time. All right, so I'll be back around 5. Okay? And hopefully, as long as I can get this done by 5:30. And I'm going to look up how to put this in the oven and temperature and stuff because I want crusty bread. So I got some French bread, but I got not the whole French bread. I got the one that they cut into. It's a little smaller, a little shorter, and it's cut into slices. They had a whole one that's longer and you have to slice it. But I want to bake it so it's crunchy and it's got butter on it. And instead of crackers, I'm going to use the bread to dip it. That sounds so good. Right now, I usually have crackers for my canned soups, but the crusty bread sounds so much better. Okay? So I will be back about 5 o'clock, and I'm going to edit the title on YouTube and Facebook to say part 1, so y'all will know that this is part 1, and we will be coming back with a part 2. Okay? So I will see you guys later. I'm not going to do my ending like, I appreciate you for coming on and all that and ending it because I'm coming back for part 2. But I do appreciate who came on this first video. I will say that. I appreciate you, Kate, and I appreciate anybody who will come on here and watch the replay. Hopefully I'll get some people to watch part 1 before I start part 2, so they'll come on part 2. Or maybe, even if not, you'll just come on to part 2. You'll see my post and come on to part 2 and watch part 1 later. Okay? Alrighty, so I'll talk to you guys later around 5. It's Central Time. And, we'll go from there. Alright? I love you guys. Talk to you guys later. Alright, at 5 o'clock. Bye. Bye, YouTube.